What's up, guys? Hope236 here, and I'm back with the Raven, and I forgot to mute my computer, so hopefully you guys didn't hear that, because that was dumb of me.
Come in.
But we're gonna talk to Legrand again, tell him all the stuff that we found out about people, and yeah.
Constable?
I found out some stuff that you might want to know about. Note.
I was able to make the traces of a note on the Baroness's notepad legible. She wrote that a murderer is on board and that she'll unmask him. She asks the recipient to meet her in the saloon at 10 p.m. If we can find the recipient.
I was the recipient.
Monsieur?
When I entered my cabin last night, I found a message on the floor. Someone must have slipped it under the door.
Why didn't you say anything about it?
I didn't know that I was obliged to.
Really?
We are partners.
Not really. You're helping me out until we reach Cairo, because you somehow managed to remain on board.
But
I'll choose when and with whom I share information.
Wow.
You can accept that and continue assisting me, or you can spend the rest of the journey on a deck chair thinking about missed
You're
opportunities.
a dick.
and none of this is by any chance related to the fact that the message doesn't suit your Raven theory. The Baroness knew the murderer from the past, and he was already a murderer when he boarded the ship. The Raven was always just a thief, not a murderer.
Careful, Constable. Are you accusing me of perverting the
Yes.
facts?
Of course not, monsieur.
Then let's get back to work. Good day, Constable.
Wow.
About the tranquilizer.
Do you know how you wound up with the glass?
Not yet.
Then you should stop wasting my
Okay. Screw
I'll be
you.
in touch if I uncover more clues.
Very.
Screw you. Here's a big middle finger to you. Jeez. Why are you such a dick? Okay, I don't know who to go to. Hopefully I can find someone that knows how I got the glass and yeah. Because right now I just got to figure out who gave me the glass. And that's pretty much it that I know of. Is the captain in here? He is! Hey, Captain DeConte! Gotta get comfortable
Captain
there.
DeConte is sitting at the bar again. He gave... Hello, Captain DeConte.
Hey, Constable Zelna. You're back on your feet again. Glad to
Sure,
see
sure you are.
Did everyone drink from the same bottle of champagne last night?
you. There was more than one bottle, if that's what you mean. There were quite a few guests, and the event lasted several hours.
The last bottle of champagne, the one the Baroness drank from, did anyone else drink from it?
Certainly.
We have reason to believe that the champagne was drugged.
Incredible.
You did
But
it.
wouldn't that have made everyone drowsy?
Not if it was only the Baroness's glass that was drugged.
I see. That's possible. On a night like that, many glasses are filled and emptied. There are several stewards, many guests. No one keeps track of every glass and every
Well,
bottle.
maybe you should.
A few drops in a glass?
Yes, it's certainly possible.
My glass.
The glass you handed me last night, where did you get it?
Ah, I understand. You think your glass was
It
poisoned as well?
was.
Did you pour it yourself?
No. I saw that you weren't doing so well and wanted to rescue the situation.
Well, that didn't help.
I took the first available glass and I give it to you.
Was it on the table?
No, I hurry over to you, together with Dr. Gebhardt, who, of course, he had the glass in his hand. He was looking around for a place to set it down, so that he could examine you. I took it from him.
And gave it to me.
I'd like to apologize for that, but you look so worse for the wear, and I just wanted to comfort you. I didn't think of looking for a new glass for you.
So the doctor had the drugged glass in his hand.
Great job. Thanks to you, I passed out.
What was your experience of last night?
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, mine wasn't
Dinner
that
was
great either.
fantastic. Everyone was excited about having a pleasant drink under the stars. And then this.
You were in the saloon all night long.
As the captain, I have to care for my passengers.
And
After
drink as
you
much
and the
as
others
possible.
rushed out, I tried to maintain a festive atmosphere. But when the alarm it goes off, I lose the battle.
How was the Baroness?
She really surprised me. After she was so unapproachable at the reception and didn't show her face for the entire afternoon, I was afraid she was one of the bores and bourgeoisie. But then she arrived in the early evening in the best of moods. Already had a few, if you know what I mean.
Oh, shut up.
Did she say anything to you?
She asked me where Legrand's cabin was. I told her, then invited her to come for drinks in the evening.
Drinks.
I said it would be great fun. The whole ship will be there, and you don't want to miss that, I told her.
And then?
She seemed to like the idea. She smiled, and then left again for a few minutes. Then she came back and seemed very happy. We drank a toast to life.
Jeez.
But at some point she didn't feel well anymore?
She overdid it a bit. She suddenly started to swoon and almost spilled her drink. I asked her if she wanted to rest for a moment in her cabin. At first, she didn't want to. She definitely wanted to stay in the saloon. But then she realized that she really did need to lie down. We left together. You know the rest of the story.
No, I don't.
Is it possible to find out where the alarm was set off?
I'm afraid not. There are alarms all over the ship.
I saw that they're sealed. Can't we just check whether the seal is broken?
I'm afraid they're gonna be missing on a lot of alarms. You know, this is an old ship, and over the years...
So, you're saying that the alarms haven't been regularly maintained?
I'll inform the crew immediately, of
Yeah,
course.
sure.
Of course. What can you tell me about the passengers?
Oh, not that much, I'm afraid. I wanted to get to know them properly at the reception. In most cases, I just shook hands with them as they boarded the ship. There are a few regulars on board, and after dinner, I had a conversation with Mr. Kreutzer, a talented violinist, and Lady Westmacott. But you already know them from the train.
It seems like there aren't that many passengers
there
on
isn't.
board.
These bloody airplanes are making our lives miserable. Can you imagine? Grown men prefer to jam themselves into a narrow metal coffins instead of enjoying the fresh sea air on a
Yeah, I
ship.
can imagine that.
It's all about saving time.
It shouldn't be about how much time it takes to get from A to B, but about how you spend that time. What you experience on the journey. That's what it's about.
Good life
I'll get back to
lesson.
my investigations now.
Ciao, Constable.
I don't trust you either.
Lady Westmacott seems to be an early bird.
Yeah, she's
But
old.
maybe that's just because of all the excitement. I saw a twinkle in her eye on the train.
What are you doing?
She's
down
eager
there?
to be part of a real detective story. Lady Westmacott. Already on your... Oh,
Constable, Don't you think before you speak?
No.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No time for chit-chat. What have you found out?
We're still working on the case. Actually, I have a couple of questions for you.
Please, go ahead.
What did you think of our adventure on the train? An extraordinary story, isn't it?
I'm glad that you were able to prove yourself, Mr. Zellner.
Hopefully not for the last time.
I'm glad that everything ended well. I want to thank you sincerely for taking care of Matthew.
He was okay. He was a kind of cool kid. You know?
I can't bear to think about something happening to him.
It all worked out in the end. Have you noticed anything related to the murder?
Unfortunately not. I was already in my cabin and missed all the
He
commotion.
probably killed her.
Damnable old age.
You're telling me.
Oh, you're still young. At my age, you have to expect that you won't experience much anymore. And although I've written about murder so many times, I've never actually witnessed one. How exciting.
I doubt everyone is so relaxed in such a situation.
Heartless is the word you're searching for, right, Constable?
Sure.
I certainly didn't want the Baroness to be murdered. But if I can't undo it, then I might as well enjoy
You're
it.
weird.
Do you think that the thief from the train and the murderer are the same person?
I think the new Raven is capable of anything.
Legrand believes there is no new Raven. He thinks that the old one has returned.
He said that.
Do you think it's possible? Everyone thinks he's dead.
As a dramatist, the return of the Raven would certainly be delightful. A legend comes back from the grave for one last job. It's quite romantic. At the same time, though, I'd be disappointed.
Why is that?
I followed the Raven's career closely. There weren't many burglars with such character and charm. His burglaries were clever and entertaining, but he was sloppy in London. He almost got caught. And I'll never forgive him for the affair on the train. No, I
We
would
don't know
much
if
rather
it's
that the
him.
Raven stayed dead and had nothing to do with the burglary or the murder.
What do you think? Who is our suspect?
Everyone, or almost everyone. Everyone on board is physically capable of shooting someone. But who has the dark desire to take the life of a defenseless person?
One
The
cannot
captain.
read minds.
And one should not try.
Grand.
You have to collect evidence, traces, clues. That's
Butler.
what will lead us to the killer. It won't be like a bad crime novel, in which they introduce a new character shortly before the end who, surprise, surprise, is also the murderer.
Murderers leave
They're
evidence.
probably gonna do that.
They're nervous or unnaturally relaxed. They have to adjust constantly.
And because of that, they make mistakes. This is your chance, Constable. If you find the mistake, you'll find your murderer.
What do you think of Inspector
He's a
Legrand?
dick.
He seems to be as skilled as everyone says. Intelligent, focused. I had a chat with him yesterday, and he impressed me, but there's something haunted in his eyes.
I don't think he ever really stopped hunting the Raven.
Catching the Raven made him famous. What if he actually shot the wrong person? Unjustified fame bothers people, the good ones at least.
And you think he's one of the good ones?
Anyone who tries so hard to tear down his own memorial must be honorable. Or insane.
I have to be going, Lady
Thank you.
Westmacott.
Please keep me informed, Constable
I'll
Zellner.
try.
Of course.
I really don't know what to do now. So confused. What? Like, what do I do? Who do I talk to? I have to find the mistake. What is that mistake? This is where it gets like, I have to think, and I don't like thinking. We'll see if there's anyone out on the fish deck, I guess. Hopefully I can solve this murder. Even though I probably won't till the next chapter. Because that's how things work and there's nothing new.
I have to talk to the young fellow right away. If I want to get into the cargo hold... And what about the other gunshot? Could the second missing bullet...
So I gotta get rid of him.
He won't let me talk to our young friend. He respects Legrand far too much to disobey his orders. If I want to get into the cargo hold, I'll have to get rid of the constable first. He won't let me talk. He respects if I want...
How do I get rid of him? At least I have a quest now. Get rid of the constable. And then go talk to that weird dude that we locked in the basement. Let's go upstairs and see if there's anyone or anything that might help. I wonder if I find Matt, he could distract the constable. I could go down there and have a chat. Examine the door.
I better let the men do their work.
No, don't let them do their work. Okay. So, well, like I just said, I think I gotta find Matt, which is the little kid if you're just watching this chapter 2. But I gotta find Matt, I gotta talk him into like doing something to the constable, chasing him around, and then I sneak into the cargo hold and talk to the stowaway. That's my thinking. Hopefully it works, but first I gotta find him, which might not be easy. Please be out here. Please, please, please. Please. Please be out here, Matt. Please. Or your mom. Neither of you are out here. Well then. Maybe Matt's running around in the basement, and I can talk to him. Or Legrand, since I talked to... But, then again, who knows, because he didn't tell me who... Well, the captain touched my glass last, but he didn't say that he did anything to it, which is... This is confusing. You know what? Let's just talk to him. Might as well. Let's get this over with.
Come in.
I found some stuff out, but hopefully you can lead me to a next clue or something. I don't know.
Constable.
Can't wait till I'm done working with you. Drink.
Are you sure that there's no bomb inside this
I
time?
didn't mean to.
Professor Lucien locked it in front of an audience, and it will be opened for the first time in Cairo.
Let's hope so.
It would take hours to crack it, and you'd need heavy machinery.
Or the keys.
Or the 3 keys, that's right.
Tranquilizer.
About the tranquilizer.
Who gave you the glass of champagne?
The Conti.
It was Captain de Conti.
You're sure?
He doesn't deny it, but he also says that the glasses passed through many hands that night and that everyone had access to the champagne.
So it could have been anyone.
Maybe the question isn't who put the poison in the glass, but rather who it was they wanted to poison.
Smart. And who were they trying to poison?
Dr. Gebhardt? The captain got the glass from him.
An unconscious ship's doctor. That sounds like it would be more use to a murderer than a drugged constable.
You think so? Did the murderer have reason to assume that his shot might not kill the victim immediately and that Dr. Gebhardt would be able to save her?
You're right. That's improbable. My ego is just searching for reasons for them to want to kill her and not me. Good job, Zelda.
Thank you.
Do you really think that the Raven is behind all this?
He wrote the letter that was on the safe in the train. Without the letter, we wouldn't have opened the safe and the bomb wouldn't have exploded.
But it doesn't seem like him, does it? The Raven was famous in part because he never hurt anyone, much less killed anyone, during a burglary.
It's his handwriting, and he called me Nico. No one else does that. I chased that man across Europe for years. It is him. It has to be him.
Technically
But the
not.
evidence...
Enough.
I'll be in touch if I uncover more
What are you
clues.
wearing, by the way?
Very well.
Okay, now what? Do I talk to the doctor? I could try. I guess. Might as well examine the pin board, see if there's anything useful.
An evacuation plan? And here, a schedule of activities. A real...
Examine the plant. Examine the plants? Really?
A pitiful attempt to make a bit of paint on the walls would... Neither Dr. Gebhardt nor but in contrast to... I wonder what would happen if Legrand dragged him out of bed for another We're lucky that the...
Okay, maybe I can talk to Legrand and tell him...
I better not bother him until I have...
Never mind. Let's say screw that plan. Let's try and find Matt. Get the constable away from the door so I can talk to the stowaway. And yeah, I just want to figure this out. This is bugging me. I want to know who the Raven is. Okay, that hasn't changed. We'll go back out here.
The alcoholic drinks and everything that goes... As expected, fresh ice and...
Constable Zelda, what is the meaning of this? Are even the police light-fingered nowadays?
I need this tool for a criminal investigation.
Well then, why didn't you say so? But bring the tongs back when you're done, otherwise I'll have cold fingers all day.
Okay. I just took a pair of tongs. And why? I think I know why actually, so maybe I could get into the vase. Oh gosh. I just like burped. computer hiccuped. I don't even know. But maybe I can get into the vase with the tongs. I don't know how the hell I could do that. Or maybe if I'm lucky enough. Or maybe Matt's in here just taking a nap. A nap in the blood-spattered mattress. Come on, use it. Work.
Could work. There's something in
Perfect.
there. Ah,
What is it?
someone stuffed this in the vase. Looks like it's been used to muffle a gunshot.
Well
If this isn't an important discovery, I don't know what is. Legrand, here I come.
Perfect. We have something. Finally. So they said there were 2 shots, but people only heard 1. But that was to muffle 1. Perfect. Legrand, I have something new for you. Let me be a detective with you, even though I'm gonna do it anyway.
A singed pillowcase is proof that there must have been a second gunshot.
You just barged in before you just knocked normally.
Inspector?
What? Penny! Sorry,
Can't you knock?
my cat
I
was...
didn't
My cat's really
realize.
noisy.
I'm really.
I'm not getting
Penny!
anywhere. I'm going to
Shut
question
up.
each passenger individually. Anyone without an airtight alibi will be checked for gunshot residue.
But, Inspector,
People trip up when you put pressure on them, Constable Zellner. The Raven is nervous. He's changed his methodology and become a murderer.
I have something for you. Why are you leaving?
I'll see it in his eyes. After you.
but Inspector Legrand.
I have something.
We have no proof that the Raven and the murderer are the same person. Quite the opposite. The Baroness's message hints at the fact that she knew the murderer and that he'd killed before.
You may not know it, but I do. I will catch him with or without your help.
I have something that could help. Quit being such a dick.
I don't believe it. What's gotten into him? Oh, well. It makes no sense to tell him about my theories if his opinion is already set. I need evidence. Or better yet, the murderer. I also need his lab if I'm going to get anywhere. I need to get in there somehow. And I really need to talk to the stowaway. He may have information, and the inspector will just ignore him, since he's too young to be the Raven.
Okay. Well, I think right here is a good place to stop. We're getting some trails of evidence that could lead us to the murderer. If the Grand wasn't such a dick, we wouldn't be taking forever. And I wouldn't have such long, kind of boring episodes. But, wait just a second. I was just about to end this video, but now there's people.
Matt is keeping himself busy with that strange game. But I think he'd be running around all over the place if he'd really come to terms with what happened. Hello there, partner.
Hi.
Are you all right?
Uh-huh.
How are you doing, Matt?
Have you recovered from our adventure?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Zellner,
Hmm?
what's going on?
What do you mean?
Everybody's acting so strange, and there's tape across that door. I saw that in a movie once.
You don't have to be worried.
Is it about the man from the train?
It might be about the thief, yes.
Haven't you caught him yet?
I'm working on
wish.
it.
Okay.
I heard you and your mom used to argue a lot.
We did. Everything was bad. The house, school, the other kids. We didn't have much money, and I was always alone.
You do know that your mother would love to have been with you, don't you? She had to go out to work to earn money.
She wouldn't have had to, if Dad were still around.
And how do you get along with her now?
I'm always happy when we do something together on vacation. She has more time for me now, and I like my boarding school. I have lots of friends, and the teachers aren't so bad.
Your mother and Professor Lucien seem to be on very good terms with each other.
I wish I was with him.
Don't you like him?
Don't know.
He seems to be very nice.
I guess.
No, he's not.
Lady Westmacott is all by herself in the saloon. Maybe you'd like to visit her later.
Sure. The lady tells exciting stories.
I know. She's my favorite writer.
She told me that it's not much fun to write detective novels. She'd rather write something else, but her fans always want the same thing.
They made her rich and famous.
I told her to write what she wants to write. If it's good, someone will buy it. And if not, at least she had fun writing it. Then she smiled and nodded. She said it was a good idea.
What are you playing there?
I'm playing shuffleboard. At least I'm trying to.
Never
Oh, you
played
are.
it before.
It's easy. Professor Lucien explained it to me.
And who won?
We didn't play.
You didn't want to play with him, did you? Do you want to play a game with me?
Sure.
Then let's get started.
Oh, what are we playing for?
I thought we'd just play for fun.
That's boring. We have to bet something. Otherwise, it isn't fun.
You English people.
So I'll bet my brand new slingshot. And you?
I don't want to gamble.
How about ice cream in Cairo?
Okay. If I win, I get the
Why would
slingshot.
I need the
If I
slingshot?
lose, I get an ice cream in Cairo.
Okay.
Hey! Never try to cheat Matt Miller. So, what do you say? Ice cream versus slingshot?
You have a deal.
All right. Let the games begin.
I should have looked at the rules. I don't know how to play shuffleboard. Okay. Oh. Crap. Are you kidding me? Crap. Am I winning? No. No. Oh, I'm not done yet. I want to keep playing. Can I just keep playing and playing to my heart's content? We're gonna win, guys. Do you believe in me? Crap! Immediately I shoot too far. I'm just gonna keep doing this as long as I can. Matt, stop it. Matt, if you knock it off. 2. Perfect. To a big thank you. That doesn't help me. Ah, come on. I'm not stopping this episode until I win the damn game. I'll keep playing.
This time.
I will give you as many ice creams as you want as long as I win once. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Matt, don't be a dick. Perfect. Don't screw it. Wow, that didn't help me whatsoever.
That.
Okay. 4th time's the charm.
Nah.
4th time, Matt. I got this. Ice cream can't be that expensive in Cairo. I swear, if I don't have another turn... I've been recording for 45 minutes, and like 10 of this has been me failing at shuffleboard. Fifth time.
This?
Nah.
Yeah, I see why you keep doubting me. I would doubt me too. But I believe in myself, Matt. There's a 5 right off the bat. Son of a bitch, Matt. Yes! Yes! Yes, come on. Come on. No. Yes! Yes! Thank God! I won by 1 point.
That's it.
Oh, man.
The athlete wins the day.
One more time.
No, that...
Alright.
I'll keep playing.
Here.
Are you sure?
Gambling debts are debts of honor.
I love you, Matt.
I'll give it back to you when I don't need...
Okay. But make sure my mom doesn't catch you with it.
I'll let him play.
I'm gonna talk to these people. I'm really happy right now. It took me 5 damn tries. And I finally got it.
Miss Miller and the professor... Good morning, Miss Miller. Professor Lucien?
Constable Zellner, how are you? I heard you passed out last night.
Well,
fine.
not quite. I was poisoned.
Oh,
That wretch!
Who do you mean by that wretch?
That stowaway! That new raven!
The young man can't be the murderer. Constable Oliver had already apprehended him when the shot was fired.
You mean...
Whoever killed the Baroness is still on the loose.
I
Could
think
be him.
I should take my leave. I'd like to rest for a while.
One last question, Professor. Do you think the eye is well protected in the safe in Legrand's cabin?
Of course
Are
it
you
is.
sure?
They assured me that it would take hours of work with heavy machinery to crack the safe. And if Legrand isn't in his cabin, Constable Oliver or I check that everything is in order every hour.
I understand.
I want to go back to my cabin. I'll see you later, Mary.
oh, of course. See you later.
I didn't want to interrupt your conversation with Professor Lucien so abruptly.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Learning that there's still a burglar on board seemed to frighten him.
He was so relaxed the whole time, and then...
And then the stupid Swiss constable came by and made him anxious.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
No matter. I'm sure he'll calm down and come back soon enough. May I ask you a few questions?
Okay.
Of course.
Matt.
How is Matt? He seems happy enough.
After all the commotion, he's already back to his old self again.
Perfect.
But I haven't told him about the murder. That would be a bit too much for him.
I think he's made of sterner stuff.
I want to thank you again for what you did on the train.
Don't thank me.
I wouldn't have known...
Everything's fine.
You're okay.
Think nothing of it. How was last night for you?
It was awful. I was having a conversation with Edgar, Professor Lucien, here on the forecastle. Then I wanted to look for the lady and went forward via the side deck. When I passed the Baroness's cabin, I heard a muffled scream.
You heard a scream.
Ignore
Yes.
that Gears of War 2
I thought the Baroness
downloaded.
probably had a fall. I went to the door and listened for a moment. Since I couldn't hear anything, I knocked on the door and asked whether she was all right. There was no answer.
Interesting. And then?
I didn't know what to do, so I tried to open
You
the
have a
door.
big mouth.
It was locked. I saw the Baroness's butler, Mr. Inch, on the forecastle. I thought he might have the key and went back.
You're
On the way,
creeping me
the
out.
Bobby crossed my path, and then Edgar, who wanted to check the safe. I explained the situation to him, and then the alarm went off.
Are you American?
You're American, aren't you?
That's correct.
Me
And
too.
you moved to England because of the job?
I lived in England before. During the Second World War, I volunteered. I worked in a pharmacy on a US base north of London.
In a pharmacy? Interesting.
Well, it was the war and everyone was sent where they could help best.
Please, go on, Mrs. Miller.
After the war, I studied music in London. I met my husband there. We married and went back to the States together.
He was also American?
No, English. But he said he had problems with his family and he wanted to be as far from them as possible.
And you gave up your studies for him?
Well, yes, I did.
The scream.
How did the scream sound?
It was a short outcry, very frightened, as if someone had been startled.
Was it a woman's voice?
Yes, the voice was high.
So it could have been a scream from the Baroness. Possibly because she discovered someone in her cabin.
Possibly.
That person might have threatened her with a weapon, so that she wouldn't scream for help.
Oh, God.
He waited until the coast was clear.
Oh, please, stop it, Mr. Zellner.
Yeah, I was just.
Life as a single mother couldn't have been easy.
It was pretty tough then. I worked from morning till night, and it was still only enough for the bare necessities. And I couldn't give Matt all the...
And then Lady
It was like an angel appeared to me. She made me a generous offer, and she really
Okay.
adores me.
in almost
I'm still afraid that it's...
I'm just gonna say goodbye.
I'll be seeing you.
Constable.
Because I don't have time to record anymore, so I'm gonna leave this episode here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I finally beat Matt at shuffleboard, so I accomplished something in this episode. But thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time from the other side of the screen.
Been
Stay
drifting
awesome.
in the ocean, feel I've been a slave. Think I found myself again, it's time to hit the wave.